Tech Savvy Women Over 50 magazine interview number 8. I'm here today with Wendy Yehia. Hope I pronounced that correctly, right? uh, Wendy is a divine feminine holistic wellness coach, and she specializes in postpartum depression. Welcome, Wendy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see that you also have your Facebook group, Unleash the Inner Goddess, and so I would like to just deep dive and start off with, the goddess community and how you bring all of this together. So welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Ramona. It's an honor to be here with you and to be on the cover of August
Yeah.
magazine, your amazing magazine. And what is inspired me for Unleash Your Inner Goddess coaching? Well, I've always been uh, relating to goddess, like the goddess and women empowerment. Because a lot of women they struggle to see their worth and to step into their power. Well, after all my struggles and everything and healing from them, it was always a dream of mine to be able to gather women because women who gather together have the ability to heal together
Mhm.
in sisterhood. I believe in sisterhood a lot. I've always been surrounded, by my sister circle, growing up and everything. So that's what inspired me. Because when I was going through my struggles with especially with postpartum depression, I was alone. I felt like
Mhm.
I was alone, and that was 25 years ago. So I think the term didn't even exist. You were just a mom going through all these heavy feelings, and you were just basically had to put a smile on your face and just keep pushing. My goal is to help these moms and also women to step into their goddess power, because we all
Mhm.
have the goddess inside us. We just have to recognize that she's there and to unleash her.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. I know. I know with postpartum depression. We speak about sisterhood and all, but I don't think it's talked about enough. You're
You're
right.
right.
There was a time where the term was there, but it was maybe a medical term. It wasn't something that we've shared or the way we share now. And so in your goddess group, and even with working with women who are suffering from postpartum depression, do you see any type of patterns in a way where other women can be aware that someone's experiencing this, and then they can maybe offer support or at least be resourceful in helping women come into some of these groups to help them so that they're not alone? Do you
It,
see
it is
any
a
type?
very lonely journey. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is. Yeah.
It is. Because when you're going through it, you're thinking, oh my God, like I'm the only one. And plus, you have this mom guilt, and we've been conditioned by society to believe that self love or loving ourselves is selfish, or that being moms, we have to just basically have a smile on our face and just keep,
Like that.
cooking and cleaning and
Yeah.
taking care of this and that with a smile on our face. And we should not show any emotions because we're nurturers. And, if we don't do that, if we don't have a smile on our face, well, we're not good moms. So when you're going through postpartum depression, there's a lot of mom guilt, and you're comparing yourself to all the other moms. Like even
Hmm.
me, when I was going through postpartum depression, I was going to play groups like with other moms that had kids, and I felt so out of place there because I felt like I was a total sham. I was an
Hmm.
imposter. Because I had this smile on my face, and then but
Yeah.
deep down inside, I was like, oh no, I'm not good. I'm not good enough. I'm not a good mom enough. I don't deserve all these feelings. So and yes, I think before they called it maybe baby blues, and that's it. But baby blues, yes,
Oh,
most
yes, they
women have
did.
that,
Baby
but
blues. Yes.
it doesn't last long. But with postpartum depression, it just keeps piling up. It doesn't go away.
Yeah. Yeah. We
So
talked about that. It doesn't. I turned 50. The year I turned 50, I realized I was still experiencing postpartum symptoms
yeah,
from my children, and my youngest, was out of high school, like 19 or so. So you're right, it doesn't go away. And so it's, for someone who's going through something like that over the years, or they have more than 2 or 3 children, and they probably never recovered from the first child, and now they're on the fourth child, or
like
it
happened to
continues
me.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, like I never really recovered, but with each child, I knew what to expect. So
Hmm.
it,
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad, but I was still deep down, I was still feeling these heavy feelings. And
Hmm.
like my first experience was really like, and then when I had my second child, they were still there, but I just
Hmm.
kept pushing and pushing. And then
Yeah.
with the four, because I have four, and they have quite a gap in the age. Like my two first daughters were from a previous relationship. So and one's 25, one's 21. And then when I met my current husband, well, I mean, that's a big long story for another time, because it's a very long one. And yeah, my two that I have with my current husband, one is 14, going on 15, and the other one is uh, 8. She just turned 8.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I was 26 when I gave birth the first time,
Uh-huh.
and due to the traumatic birth that I encountered with her, it
Right.
that's what triggered the postpartum. Well, of course, like my past traumas and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
um, it was yeah, it was quite an experience. And I felt the mom guilt for a long time, uh, like, but now I know, I'm aware. So I think women need, or moms need to be educated
Hmm.
on the symptoms, and what usually can happen, and so that they can become aware. By
Right.
becoming aware, then they can like release this mom guilt and try to stop being perfect, and just be themselves and enjoy the moment, and things like that. So that's basically why I became a coach. I didn't think I was a coach
Yeah.
for the longest time. I didn't think I was a leader, but uh, when I worked on myself, I realized that, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I do have this gift, because uh, all my life, people are attracted to my energy. They always tell me that I have a nurturing energy, and they feel comfortable in opening up to me. I've had people like at Walmart, for example, in the aisle, in the checkout aisle, and like someone will just start talking to me about
Talking
their
to you. Yeah.
products,
Hmm.
things like that. So, but I never saw myself as a leader or a coach or something like that. I never saw myself like that until just maybe like 3 years ago, when I started
Hmm.
to dive more and step into myself,
Right.
and heal
Well, yeah, I
myself.
was going to say that's a sign of healing right there, is when you make the decision to be able to move forward. And then, it's not easy to start a business. It's not easy to open yourself up to be willing to help others in a more structured and organized way. And so when you make that choice, all of the oppositions within you rise to the surface, and so
Yes.
your healing journey begins. So I say to a lot of clients that your business is spiritual, and your business is a huge part of your spiritual journey. And so with that being said, when you started to really focus on being a coach and going through your healing process, did you notice any type of shift in the type of people that you were attracting?
I did.
To You did? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the difference, like when you have self confidence, like like your self, knowing your self worth, knowing who you are deep down inside and not trying to like please everybody and being somebody that you're not, which
Right.
most of us, that's what we do. We tend to, push the uniqueness or the weirdness or whatever. So I've always been an outside of the box thinker. Always. I've always seen beyond, the reality.
Yeah.
The modern world. So, and I've always felt like I didn't belong, and I've always felt like I was the cheap and that I was weird and all that. Although I had a lot of friends, like because people are just attracted to my energy. I'm very strong. I'm an empath, a very strong empath. So, but I've always had friends like from all walks of life. Like I'm like even when I was going to school, I wasn't one to just hang out with just one particular group. I was like
everywhere. Yeah, every day sitting at different lunchroom tables. Yeah.
And I had friends there, but I never felt like I really truly
belonged.
When I did my healing journey, and I started to, I'm also witchy. I'm probably considered a witch. I think most of us probably.
Yeah, I've even said, hey, I'll wear that hat proudly.
Me too.
Because it's me, and if you want to title it, with whatever however you want to title it, that's someone else's opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but there's even history behind that. So of course, anything that's deemed good for you, modern day ideas would have turned it around and demonized it. So it's not something that you see in these horror movies. So it's not. Yeah, but that's why I say I'll wear that hat proudly. So
yeah, I
understand absolutely.
Yeah, wow. Since 2018, I could say like that. I had a major spiritual awakening back then in 2018. I've had many, but 2018 is when I really started to like step into who I am and speak my truth and be who I am. Good. And if you don't like me or if you don't like what I do, well, just walk away.
You don't have to change who you are to suit other people. And we're realizing and understanding how detrimental that is for you as the mom, as a woman, as a person, as a human being, that's not the road to take. So it takes time to renew your mind and undo, some of those things. If someone wants to say undo, some people say, well, I don't want to undo it. I just want to learn how to reorganize it, whatever term you want to use for it. It's good to start going inside, go in. And so I love the title of your group, Unleash Your Inner Goddess.
I'm not sure how the title came, but it just, I don't know. It just kind of like, I'm thinking, okay, well, I want to help, like empower women to step into their goddess power and unleash everything that's bringing them down and all that. So I just kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of like a light bulb moment that came. Oh, okay,
well, actually, it's sort of when I saw the title, I got a visual of what you even have behind you right now. Is a woman that's unleashing. And so when she's unleashing all of the stuff that's in her or letting it go, and that inner goddess, it's there you go. It's going to show up like that if it were a color. All the colors are activated. They're free flowing. Look at the ones with the yellow. They're splitting and they're splitting up at the ends, and they're all coming centered, focused on her crown. And she's under all of the different facets of the moon. So that image that you have there represents a lot.
It does, yeah. I found it on Amazon, actually, on Amazon.
Oh,
Egypt.
wow!
I'm located in Egypt, so I found it there. And not Amazon. It's another company.
It's like Amazon. Yeah, it's like Amazon. Like Amazon. I haven't ordered. Yeah, I haven't ordered for. If anybody doesn't, if you don't know, Wendy and I are both living in Egypt.
Yes, and that's pretty. That is so amazing. Yeah, we connected so much, ever since we met. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. We both came from the other side of the world to be here in this moment in time, in this space, in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing country filled with history. So we have a purpose here,
Yeah,
and
we absolutely have one. We
purpose
absolutely
and
do.
reason.
I'm deeper in the desert in Luxor right now, and you are on the Red Sea, and so
On the Red Sea, yeah,
that's earth
near
and
here now.
water, of course, air and fire. So we represent all of the elements just right here, right
Yes,
now.
we do.
So
Yeah, the hot desert and yeah, the water and the wind,
yeah,
the air.
I mean, I'm right here at the Nile as well, but you've got the Red Sea going on for you. So
Yes,
yeah.
it's amazing.
One
It's
last question. Well, actually, it may not be the last question, but what advice would you give mothers who are struggling right now with the feelings of unworthiness? And you mentioned mom guilt, right? How would they begin to even embrace their divine feminine power? Because we see this and we see it in other women, but when that awakening happens, and she's got the mom guilt going on and all the things are just pushing on her, how do you even what type of advice would you give her to just take that first step?
to first acknowledge these heavy feelings that you're having, and don't push them down. uh, Try to talk to somebody that you can trust, like joining a support group for moms that are going through postpartum depression or mom guilt. um, Family and friends that would understand, because it is a lonely journey. I know me, it took me a long time to get rid of this mom guilt. I still have it.
Yeah.
It's just that I've learned tools. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned some tools that I didn't know back then. If I would have
Right.
known these tools 25 years ago, it probably would have changed the course, and
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't have lasted so long. So yeah, so just acknowledge these feelings, and that you're not crazy, and you're not a bad mom just because you have these feelings. Because when you're going through postpartum, it is a medical condition, and in some cases, like I'm all the way holistic, but I mean, in some cases you might need to take some medication, because there is that there.
Mm-hmm.
But like in my coaching, the way I do the approach that I do, I would try the holistic approach, and then if it didn't help, then I would probably recommend they go and see a doctor or something like that
Yeah.
for
If
this.
it's severe, yeah, if it's
Medication,
severe.
it's really severe, and it's really, because I mean, there's different types of postpartum depression.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
different levels of them too.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's something called postpartum psychosis,
Yes.
where it's. I watched a really interesting video about maybe a month ago about this mom that had postpartum psychosis, where she saw things. She actually saw things that were there, and she was
Mhm.
scared she was going to harm her baby and things like
Yeah.
that. Like we hear a lot about. Well, it doesn't happen a lot, thank God, but we hear of moms harming their kids
Mm-hmm.
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and like they all point at her as she's like, but she might be struggling with this psychosis.
Yeah.
It's a medical condition that needs to be dealt with.
Dressed. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, having somebody like a coach like myself, or a counselor, or somebody that can teach you tools to release, because I realize now my postpartum depression was it stems from past childhood traumas. I
Mm-hmm.
was sexually abused as a child, and that affected my self-worth. It affected a lot of stuff, so I already
Mm-hmm.
felt guilty even before I had kids. um, but yeah, so there's a lot of mom that also especially if they get severe postpartum depression, it usually stems from maybe a traumatic birth, like it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like just knowing the symptoms, knowing the signs, knowing recognizing between the baby blues and postpartum depression, because baby blues usually goes away after a few weeks. But
Yeah.
if you're a new mom and you see that, your feelings are still there and it's getting heavy, and, reach out, reach out to
Yeah.
me or reach
Yeah.
out to somebody that can, acknowledging it, because a lot of us, we feel like that mom guilt, and we're scared to ask for help because we're scared to be judged by others.
Absolutely. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because in all honesty, and I've spoken about this before, and usually women sort of hesitate, and then they'll say, "Okay, yeah, I've had those thoughts." So if we talked a little bit more about the actual thoughts that go on in a mother's head at that time, what's going on in her mind, it's not just being overwhelmed and crying,
Oh
or
no, it's much more than that.
yeah, it's not just feeling like you're tired and fatigued. We're talking about negative energies, negative thoughts that are
Suicidal
in your
thoughts
mind.
sometimes.
Yeah, and it's some of the thoughts are really horrible, and you're afraid to say something. So when you say, the mother it may be afraid, she's having these moments, and she's hallucinating, or she's seeing things, and she's afraid that she may harm her children. The
Or
thoughts
harm
that are
herself.
going on in her mind is just, it's like a horror movie, almost.
It
And
is.
so when a person is experiencing, I know when I was experiencing and I had these thoughts, I've had 5 children, and I noticed with each child, I recognize the onset of these feelings and these thoughts. But I had enough of something in me to be like, okay, that's not doing that. What kind of thought is that? but
Yeah.
but some people lean into that, and they
And let
fight
it
it.
overcome them.
Yeah,
Let it take
they
over.
think they can fight it, instead of like hitting it head on and just dealing with it, and calling it out, I guess, something like that. But the average person is not going to be thinking the way we're thinking now. We've been through it and out.
We're not
But
there
when
yet.
she's actually going through it, she's questioning, why am I having these thoughts? I love my baby. Why am I having these horrible thoughts of harming the baby? And then
And it makes
when
them
those
feel
thoughts
even more
come,
guilty.
yes, because they think, my gosh, what is wrong with me? And then just even with a question like that, they are adding on to the illness, or the bad, not the bad, but the negative energies. They're feeding into it, and creating more of the situation. So
The cycle.
when
It
you
just it
yeah,
repeats.
and it keeps cycling, yes, and it gets worse and worse. Then they shut themselves off, and they don't want anybody to be in their space, because, well, I can't speak for everybody, but for
Scared
the
to be
for the
judged.
few, and myself included, you don't want anybody around you because of your thoughts and feelings. And it's not that no one knows what you're thinking. That's the thing. So you're feeling a certain way, and you don't want to be around anybody, but no one knows what you're thinking. So it's all one knows what you're thinking. That's the thing. So you're feeling a certain way, and you don't want to be around anybody, but no one knows what you're thinking. So it's all literally all in your head. All these things that are going on are going on in here. And so the awareness of it is key first, right? You said the awareness of first the awareness, and then acknowledging that you are where you are, and then seek help.
Seeking help.
That
Yeah,
that
and
yeah,
support.
to seek help. And so if anybody out there has an inkling of an idea or thought or feeling that you know a new mom, or a mom that has toddlers even, and she's displaying an odd behavior, something that's not normally part of her personality, it's okay to just ask, are you okay, and do you need to talk, or do you need a shoulder, to give her a hand out without judgment, and to allow her to be aware, like you were saying, and to allow her to sit and go, okay, I can share this information with this person because I feel safe, and then move forward. And who knows, you may end up in Wendy's group.
Yes,
in
and
Wendy's,
you're
in
welcome
Wendy's
to
group.
join my group.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so you tell us a little bit about your workshop. You offer a workshop that you want to do consistently in your for women that are experiencing postpartum depression, or there is postpartum syndrome, or whatever part of postpartum they're in. Even I would even suggest moms right before they have their babies, like new moms, new moms, they haven't even delivered yet, to participate in something like this, because the awareness is there before
Yes,
you even get to
absolutely.
that point. So tell us a little bit about your workshop.
Oh, my workshop is just like that. Like I have Unleash Your Inner Goddess coaching.
Mm-hmm.
This is my goddess group, and it's like there's everything spiritual, everything witchy, everything like in that. Yeah. So for my workshop, yeah, since I've decided to narrow down my niche, and to focus on moms with postpartum. And after being in like 2 or 3 Facebook groups that are supposed to be support groups for moms with postpartum depression, with about 50,000 members,
Mm-hmm.
I heard their cry, because I was in a chat group and they were just crying for help. So, and they had nowhere to turn. So I decided to create a 5-day workshop called Breaking Free from Postpartum Depression.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be it's free. It's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
5 days of learning basically the symptoms, what to expect. And of course, yes, it can be for moms, like before they gave birth, like new first time moms,
Mm-hmm.
also. And it can also be 50-year-old moms.
Oh,
It all
absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So
Yes.
it's for like I think most moms can relate or know somebody that's
Mm-hmm.
gone through that or that's going through
Or
this,
still in it.
uh,
Even
or are still
even
in it.
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
it's my the next one. I had one. I launched it last month, and the next one will be I believe on August 26th, at the end of August. Anyway,
Okay,
so.
okay.
If you're struggling, if you're a mom struggling with this, or you know somebody who is that could benefit from my workshop, please feel free to sign up. There's going to be also a Facebook group. I created also a
Mm-hmm.
Facebook group, which is a safe space. So everybody's welcome to my goddess group. But if you're a mom struggling with postpartum depression, you also have this option as well. It's a safe space for moms to share freely and to get the support that they need, which a
Mm-hmm.
lot of moms don't have. So, and another thing that I would like to also look into is also educating men, educating
Oh
dads
yes.
or
Mm-hmm.
partners or whatnot, because a lot of men or partners don't understand what their the mom is going through.
Yeah,
They have no
yeah,
idea what's going on.
yeah.
So educating, the partners,
That's huge,
the
because if
men.
if we as women still are struggling with the knowledge of it, just imagine how far off the man is.
They have no
Unless
idea. It's
you
like,
know
oh my
they
god,
have.
my wife is acting this way. Oh my god, like what's going on? So at
Yeah.
least they can be more supportive, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and this can help because it postpartum depression, it affects the whole family dynamic. I mean,
Absolutely.
if mom's not happy, if she's not taking care of herself, if she's it's going to affect the energy of the whole
Everybody.
family. It
Yeah.
affects the partner. Well, and many moms are single moms. Also,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the partner, um, but it affects the kids.
Yes.
So, and our goal as parents is to make sure that our kids and our future generations are okay, because it's a cycle that just repeats itself.
Yeah.
So if the children see the mom like this, or like angry, or with these heavy feelings, it's going to affect them as
Mm-hmm.
as adults. So we need to
Yeah.
try to break the cycle, and by educating ourselves and learning tools, that will help to break that cycle. So
Wow. Well, it's amazing that there are women like you who are, I don't want to say advocates, but in a sense, yes, because you learned from your experience, and like many of us, then we want to share that with others. But then when you take it a step further and you step into that leadership role, look what happens. A lot of things can happen from that. And, it turns out to be a beautiful thing all the way around. So another last question, I guess this would be the last one for real. This would be the last question. All right. So as the coach of the month for Tech Savvy Women over 50s magazine, and you are a part of the community that that's been created around this whole concept. Just give a little bit of a little bit of feedback as to how being a part of this community has helped you, with your business. And if you have any advice for anyone who wants to step into the coaching role, just a little bit advice and encouragement, just for the sake of empowerment.
Well, Ramona, I'm so blessed and honored to be part of this community, because we're all moms and we're all women. We're mompreneurs basically, and we're here building our empires. So this is a wonderful idea that you can. Oh, no, I can't. Sorry.
Oh, that's sweet.
She got in the room. So it's and like, you've helped me so much. Like before, like I took a marketing course, a passionate marketing course. That's what kind of like launched my coaching business. But this tech savvy, because a lot of us entrepreneurs, we're trying to build our businesses, but we have no clue what to do with the tech part. Like the funnels, the marketing, like there's so much to learn. And you've taught us so much, like since I joined your collaboration effort, and I'm really blessed to be here. You're really doing a great job, and I can only recommend you. Yeah, anybody that wants to start a business, anybody that's looking to build funnels and collaborate, write articles. I've always wanted to write, and this is giving me the opportunity to do that. And it's great. And the group itself, like the ladies that are part of the group, they're also amazing. And we're all learning all this together, and you're all putting this together, and you're teaching us all these amazing skills that we need to be successful in our business. So thank you so much, Ramona, for that.
Well, thank you. It's been an honor having you as a client, having you in the space. I love to see when you all chat and reach out to each other. And so often I start typing and I say, wait, they're doing it themselves. And it's just so amazing to see.
We're like a family. We become like a family.
Yes, absolutely.
And there's always room for growth. So if you're a mompreneur or a preneur, or you're over 50 and you're building a business, Ramona's your girl. She'll get you where you need to go.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's doable. It's doable. A lot of people get to a certain age and they think they can't do something, but you guys have shown me that not only, is it possible for yourselves and possible for me, but anybody that has ideas that they want to turn into a business. You guys have shown me that, wow, that's all I can say. Is just a lot of wow factors that go on when I have these conversations with you all. So
we all have the power inside, but like with your guidance and your support, it makes it even easier. Because I was so overwhelmed. It's like, okay, what is a funnel? Okay, I have to do this. I have to do that. Oh, okay. No, then the overwhelm starts. It's like, oh my God. Okay, no, I can't do it. But
the main thing is clarity. Clarity.
That's exactly.
The writing of the articles help with the clarity. Having you do certain activities, so that you can use these things as marketing materials later, such as your profile media kit. I think you're going to be doing yours, but for example, that forced everybody, and it will you as well when you do yours, is for clarity. it's going to force you to focus on one thing and elaborate from there. And then most of what I teach is about automation. So setting up having your inner goddess coaching business, how you can communicate with the ladies after they've reached out to you, and you offer them, some content or something to help them as a guide. It could be a checklist or whatever, and we call that a lead magnet. But to see you put all of these things together and then and be available for women at a time when it's needed. You can't reach all the women singly by yourself. So having your business automations in place allows you to reach, more women at the same time, and then you'll be able to help, help them in some way or another, without that one person at a time thing. It's
Absolutely.
true, but now it's on a different. It just takes on a different meaning. The way you can do it,
different level,
yes,
level, and it's it just keeps like it, and it also helps with the confidence, because when you're an entrepreneur and you're trying, because I mean, there's so much noise out there. There's so many, like COVID did that, right? It pushed people to actually, okay, I'm sick and tired of being in the rat race. I'm sick and tired of being in this matrix and working as a slave.
Right?
So a lot of people, so there's a lot out. So how do you stand out? In all that sea of, fish, basically? How can I, stand out? So your approach is helping us actually stand out and, be where we need to be. It's amazing. This is what's going to help me skyrocket my business.
Yes, so you just got
and it's helping with my confidence.
This post of yours just went viral. I really believe that's a viral post.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Amazing.
That post.
I'm still like, okay.
Hours, it's going to hit 1,000 here. And you had so many hundreds of shares. Like that.
I had 1.1K so far. I'm not sure if it keeps going up and up. I posted it 2 days ago. And it's not my like own writing or anything like that. It's somebody else's post that I decided to share because I felt that it was needed. It's about traumatized women and how powerful they are. So I really resonated with it. But I guess the message was seen, because wow, I've never had a post do so much. Like, you just never know, right? You post something,
no, you really don't.
You just never know what doors will open.
Yeah. And what you did was repurpose someone else's words, someone else's content. You added your own words to the post itself, and then you also made sure the person's name was there to give them credit for their own words. It was like a poem of some sort. And when you created it, so you customized it and then you shared it, and it's like wildfire.
And I changed the graphics. I used my own.
You changed the graphics. You did. You customized it. And so that proves that you can repurpose content, yours or anybody else's. And if you do, please give other people, the original author, the credit.
The credit.
But you did that, and your content and your energy is going to go out to those who are in need of your services, because there's going to be this feedback loop, right? There's going to be a feedback loop. And so, yes, you've got the inner goddess thing going on, so you can attract women who are interested in that. And then for those women who are moms, postpartum is going to ring a bell for them. So this is serious. Like, when you're online and you are promoting your business, it is a spiritual journey. And that was proof of that. It's like you did some work, to help yourself with clarity and get clear with your business and start doing things. And then all of a sudden that happens. That's a huge confident boost. And it's like a sign from the divine that you are in alignment and to keep going. Keep going.
That's like, I was like, I'm still like, pinch me, I must be dreaming, where I felt like I won the lottery. It was like, I'm going to take a screenshot and put it on my wall as a reminder.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm so happy.
I'm hoping that it reaches a lot of, and that it can.
Yes.
That's my goal.
So. That I
I want
believe.
to help as many people as I can. So
Yeah.
it's
And you said that. And so now you see the power of it, right? You see
yes,
the power behind what you said. So congratulations again. I want to thank you for this opportunity to share your energy with everybody and to allow people to become aware of anything related to postpartum, be it, syndrome, depression, or psychosis, or whatever that's attached to the word postpartum. When you hear it, think think about someone that may be experiencing something from it. I don't want to use the word suffering, but they are suffering. It's a silent suffering kind of thing
it's
that
a
they're doing. They
silent
may be
suffer.
experiencing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for sharing your knowledge and educating us on postpartum related illnesses, and to especially helping us identify with the fact that it is an illness. It's not something just made up, right?
Not just in our head. It's
Yeah,
an illness. It
absolutely.
is. It's like the
It's
other
real.
illnesses. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like the other, like
it's
anxiety.
real.
There's anxiety, PTSD, but I
Yeah,
guess it falls into that category. And there's still a big stigma about what a mom should be, right? It's not.
yes,
I
yeah.
remember growing up, we had this. There was this commercial. You saw this perfect mom cooking and taking care of all her kids and that. Like it kind of reminds me of that. Like that's
Oh, that
what they made
commercial.
us.
It was
Yeah,
a perfume. I can put on the bacon fried in the pan. That there was a
something like
commercial.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It's
yes.
an old commercial,
It
but
was it was a
it
perfume. She
reminds me of
sprays that
that.
on. Yeah, and she could do all these things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So yeah, we've been
definitely.
conditioned to
Yeah,
just put a smile on and everything's okay. And and you're not a good mom if you complain or if you say something, because you should always be
yeah.
there for your kids, right? You should always be there nurturing. But I mean, how can you nurture your kids if you're not okay deep inside
You
or
haven't been nurturing
mentally.
yourself. Yeah,
Exactly. You need to fill your cup. If you can't fill your
yeah,
cup, well, your cup's gonna run on empty, and your kids
yeah.
are gonna
Well, the rest of the
struggle
world
too,
should
right?
be receiving your overflow. So your cup should be full and overflowing, and they get the overflow.
Exactly.
But most of our cups are not even half filled, and we're trying to pour out of them too soon. And
Yeah.
so people
We
get
need to
bits and pieces of us.
self care. Self care. That's one of my
So,
biggest, like I think
yes,
in all my
yes, you talk a
videos,
lot
everything
about
I talk about self care. We need to learn to
self-care. Yes,
take care of ourselves, and it's not selfish. Not selfish at all. Take care of it,
no,
even
it's
if it's
not.
for a
But you
few
know what? If
seconds.
yeah, it only takes a few seconds. But if someone says you're being selfish, say thank you.
Thanks.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, if you're being very selfish. All you do is think about yourself, and you know in your heart of hearts that what they're seeing is not what they are trying to make you out to be. So if you are that over nurturing person, and someone says you're selfish, say thank you, and then
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go meditate.
Yes. Yeah.
Go meditate or go take a breather or something.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you again. I will end with the fact that we had a great time, as
I really
always. We
enjoyed.
always deep dive when we talk. So I want to thank you again for being a part of the community and being on the cover of this issue. And we will see you all next month for more deep diving on the coach of the month. But right now, our focus on Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ramona, for this opportunity, and I'm very honored to be gracing the cover of your amazing magazine. Sign up and
Thank you.
subscribe. Subscribe today.
Yes, yes. Sign up and subscribe, and to read Wendy's articles, and to be able to connect with her and sign up and enroll in her upcoming workshop. See you guys. Want to subscribe to the magazine, click on the link after this video or somewhere around this video. Subscribe and make sure that you read through the articles of every issue, because it's going to be jam-packed with so much to learn about each coach and business tips. There's Tech Talk on Tuesday, Fun Funnel Fridays that you have access to if you become a member. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. See you next month.